3 keys to finding your peace in an angry society. This is Ron the Dream Roper. Okay. First of all, if you're going to keep your peace, you got to find it first, right? So we'll delve into that a little bit. But, as a senior, I am a senior, believe we have stuff we've learned in life that we can pass on to future generations, but I also feel good about if we can help fellow seniors and have a better lifestyle. So let's talk about how to keep your peace. Lord only knows there's enough people losing it, right? So why today is everybody so angry? Everybody's angry over something. Everybody is getting offended over everything, right? Look at Facebook. Maybe I came from a kinder, gentler time, but we didn't have to agree on everything all the time. We could disagree and still love each other, like each other at least. I mean, you don't have to think like me. It would be a boring world. I mean, we're all created differently. Our DNA structure is unique to us. We are meant to be unique. So to start with, you got to be you. And if you're going to be you, you got to let everybody else be them, right? What do you do today if you find people with a different opinion? I mean, an obvious thing is Facebook. What do? Unfriend them? Comment and fight back? Or you ignore them? That's on Facebook, that's about 3 choices. But again, it's the choice, right? It's a choice for you to make. I've never seen anything more divided than America today. And basically, it seems to start with politics, but it goes into everything else. It's almost like, in my way I look at it, it's almost like any book you read, any successful book, movie, or whatnot. It's like the classic good versus evil. It's just today we don't agree on what's good and what's evil. And today, it's everyone's preaching tolerance. Unfortunately, does it seem that way to you? That the people that preach tolerance are the most intolerant of someone else's opinions that are different from theirs, right? Go figure. What is the truth? It seems to differ with different people. I'm a conservative Christian. There you got it. Hey, there's 2 things that is politically correct to hate today, right? Just read the media. So, now I have friends who are liberals. I have friends who aren't Christians. And many of them are both, right, at the same time. So, what do I do about that? Hey, they're still friends. And I've got friends, and it's mostly my older friends, that I can disagree with agreeably. In fact, hopefully both of us can find humor in it. I prefer to respond with humor if I'm looking at something that's totally illogical to me. How about you? And another thing, back in the days when I was younger, and I was always right, I could give my opinion on everything. But maybe as I'm getting older, I'm getting stupider because I find that I'm not always right. How about you? And speaking about being right, as I matured as a Christian, what I learned was that my opinion wasn't what's important. And it turned out the only opinion that is important is God's opinion. What does He say? So I have to bounce my beliefs and my opinions against what He says in His Word, because there you have truth. Now I know I'm going counter to the common culture today where everybody believes that their way is truth and your truth is your truth and there are many different truths. Let me tell you, it's a lie from the pits of hell. The only real truth is God's Word, not what you believe and not what I believe. Today I find, you're allowed to disagree with others as long as you don't disagree with their opinion, right? So, tolerance, as we talk tolerance, coexist, out the window, right? Okay, back to it. What is the answer? Well, my answer is I look to the word of truth because hey, God created the world. He created everything that's in it. He made us in his own image. He must know something that we don't know, right? So I'll go with his word, his opinion. But I know not everyone's going to agree with me, but that's okay. We can disagree agreeably, right? That good? Secondly, we're talking about peace. What is peace? First of all, we have to have peace within. And we're not going to get peace within if we're angry all the time. So what do we do about that? Okay, so how do you keep your peace? Well, what I do, whether it's my answer for you or not, that's up to you. But my answer is I avoid watching the news. Well, heck, they only focus on negatives because that's what people keep watching for, right? And I avoid politics. And although that can be a great source of humor, let's think about it. And I avoid getting sucked into Facebook arguments. Although sometimes I fail, I'm not perfect. So, what about you? Do you get all into controversy on Facebook all the time? Because that sure will steal your peace, right? You got to laugh sometimes. You got to see the humor in things. Heck, you might just get upset over people. People will do what people will do. Fact of life. But staying peaceful sometimes is hard when people do what people will do. You can take into two categories of what generally annoys you about people. One, people pay you too little attention. They ignore you. Or two, they pay you too much attention because they want to control you. I'll leave that up to you which is worse. But how do you respond to either? How can you avoid the annoyance, getting angry, etc. with these folks when they do that? Well, first off, you got to know who you are, because that's important. And then you need to be comfortable with who you are, comfortable living in your own skin. And finally, should be the easy part, might not be, realizing others' opinion of you is their opinion. It doesn't matter. It's only his opinion that matters. So, that brings us into topic number 3 of the 3 keys. Our reaction. It's how we react. So, really the key word here is not reacting. Because the difference is, circumstances are circumstances. Stuff happens. Stuff happens to all of us. So it's not so much what happens, and I'm sure you've heard this. It's not so much what happens, it's what you do with what happens, how you respond, how you react. Let's say how you respond. React generally means that you've overreacted, right? Let's look at a couple simple ways. We all drive, right? You're in traffic, somebody cuts you off. That can sometimes gender a response from you. People cut in line in front of you, either on traffic or physical. That kind of gets a response at times. So how do you avoid this? And then we're trying to get somewhere, we're trying to do something, and people kind of get in our way. The bad news, they don't know they're getting in our way. And we get all upset over what somebody else is doing who is oblivious to what we're trying to do. So let's calm down a minute. Let's count to 10. Let's not get upset. Let's understand that people are people. They're on their own agenda. We're on our agenda. And our agenda should be to remain peaceful. Now, are there certain things that should make you angry? I believe there's such a thing as righteous anger. But most times, anger is neither right nor righteous. Okay, someone offends you, annoys you. So rather than jumping to conclusions, because it may be your opinion or impression of what they're doing, why don't you give a chance to explain it, and that will help calm you down. Say, I don't understand what you just did or said. Can you explain that? Because it made me feel yada yada. That will defuse the situation for them and you, both generally. It could be as simple that you didn't hear them. Can you ask, hey, can you repeat that? I don't think I heard you right. And another one that could very well work for you is, I never really thought about it that way. Can you kind of explain it to me how you came up with that, or how that got led to that conclusion? Now, by saying that, you're showing them respect, and you're also giving them an opportunity to explain further and tell you how they really feel. So that helps you, get away from differences of opinion right there. Most of the times it's a misunderstanding anyway, right? Let's summarize. 3 keys to not losing your peace is in identifying who you are and what is truth, identifying your peace, and controlling our reactions. Let's face it, as seniors, we're expected to be more peaceful, not necessarily more placid. By protecting our peace, we're being a role model to others on how to keep their peace. Now, my role model is Jesus. You'll have a different role model perhaps, but a role model nonetheless. In fact, I believe that we're not going to have peace in the world until the Prince of Peace comes back. But while we're still here, I am wishing you a life of peace and joy and abundance. Blessings upon you, Ron McLean, the Dream Roper, empowering you to lasso your dreams of a vibrant retirement lifestyle. DreamRoper.com.